Welcome. I'm Halcyon, and this is Hug Nation's Belief Buffet. Today I want to share some discouraging news and some encouraging news about personal growth. Gotta be real. The more that you grow and learn, and the more you do the work, as they say, the more you uncover. There is not this plateau where you go, aha, I am now evolved. I now do not lose my cool. I am now balanced and peaceful at all times. More likely, you get to that place more frequently, and then you notice some deep wound. And that was my experience over the last few months. I have become aware of traumatic experiences, and traumatic not in the sense of terrible abuse, just times when I was not getting all my needs met as a child for no bad behavior or abuse or nothing terrible from my parents or the world. Just like I was a little lost, and I reacted with some patterns that have been problematic for my whole life. And let me take that back. Not problematic, but they have been patterns. They have become automatic. There are ways that I am reactive to things. And sometimes that has been very beneficial. Let me try to make this more specific. So I learned very young to try to make peace and try to keep things calm and try to make sure that you're never doing anything that is going to make somebody upset or then judge you. And so this hyper people pleasing tendency. Sound familiar to anybody? The need for everyone to be happy and like you, and you would rather take on a difficulty yourself than awkwardness with someone else and in a group. So now that has served me very well in many ways. If we've met, you probably thought I was a charming, likable person. Why? Because I have learned how to make sure that people are okay with me. Now, my need to do it was a little too intense, but it led me to be a person and pursue a way of being in the world that I am proud of. But now that I am working on the next chapters of my life, I want to be more critical of those patterns and those tendencies, and what aspects of those are reactive, deep patterns that I'm actually not really in control over. And then becoming aware of when those patterns are affecting the people around me or my future in negative ways. So the discouraging part is that here I am, I'm approaching 50 years old. I've been working on myself and personal growth. And for many years, I have a psychology degree. I've worked as a counselor. I've been a life coach. And yet I'm still coming up with these like major things like, oh my gosh, here's something I still need to work on. And there is something really damaging to the ego in that, of like, really? Really? But the encouraging thing about it is that I would guess that no matter how much work that you've done, you still find yourself in situations where you stumble and you fall and you lose your cool and you embarrass yourself, or you hurt someone that you don't want to hurt, or you say something that you wish you didn't say, or you can't let go of something. Whatever your pattern or human attribute you have comes up in a way that you maybe wish you didn't. And that's part of being a human. You are constantly being human as you human. And as you grow and you learn, you hopefully have more and more awareness of the times when you're doing it automatically, and more awareness of when you're doing things that are problematic, and you soften those and you remember quicker. Oh, and you become aware sooner. I'm doing it again, or I just did it, and then you can apologize and make things right, or you can stop. Oh man, isn't that the holy grail when you go, oh wait, I don't want to react this way. You put some space, and then you can go, oh, this isn't me. This is that pattern. I don't need to do it. So when you uncover some new thing that makes you go, oh my gosh, ego crushed, I still suck. You go, no, 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 no. Here's a place that I can actually tweak it and make it better. It's like if you're running your race car and you're pedal to metal and you can't get over 80 miles an hour, and then you realize, oh, wait a minute, there's a dead squirrel in here. If I get rid of this dead squirrel, imagine how fast I will be. So I had an experience this weekend where I was visiting a friend, his new place. I'd never been there before. It's pretty far away, like an hour drive. And I mapped to the place that I was told, I thought I was supposed to meet him, and got there, and it was not what I expected. And then when I went to text him a question, I saw his text that was very detailed instructions on how to find where he is that I had not seen or followed. And so I started feeling this like really negative feelings, shame. I started feeling, I imagined that my friend was going to be disappointed. I imagined he was frustrated with me. I imagined he thought I was stupid. Like, come on, like I typed all this stuff out and you didn't even look at it. Like, and we were supposed to do something before it got dark, and now it's getting close to dark time. But like, I'm feeling all of this smallness. I'm constricting as I'm feeling this judgment and this disapproval. And then I was like, wait a minute. That's not my friend. I am projecting all of this onto this person. I'm projecting my anxious, negative voice onto this situation that I'm in right now. And what has been so encouraging is that this look that I've been doing recently on my early stuff is I've become really clearer and clearer acquainted with this voice and what tone it takes and the way it makes me feel. And I've become aware that when I am looking at the world and making decisions, even if I'm not aware of it, there's a part of me that thinks this fictional person, voice, is waiting to pass judgment on whatever happens. And so I'm trying to make sure I don't do anything that is going to get judged like that. So I project that onto drivers, and I go, as I'm parallel parking, like, oh my gosh, like I panic as I think that person in that car is that voice going like, come on, you're holding us up. What's wrong? You can't fucking drive. Like, I'm projecting that voice to a waiter being like, oh, seriously, can you not figure out what you want to eat? Like, I got other people to see. Like, these are not the voices that are being communicated to me. These are the voices that I am projecting into innocent people's minds. And it's not even a real person. It's like a condensing of all the worst attributes of these experiences that I had in my childhood. It's when I got yelled at, when somebody made fun of me, when somebody judged me. All of these things have become this voice, the worst case scenario that I now project into every scenario. And so I'm sitting there thinking about this possible reactions, and I go, wait a minute. That doesn't sound like Michael. I don't think that's how he's thinking at all, especially if I explained my scenario. And in fact, if I had to, I would say, look, I'm feeling a lot of anxiety that I feel like I'm letting you down. He would probably laugh because he loves me. And so that's the encouraging part, that I started to have it, started to hear it, started to feel it, and then was able to go, no, wait, that voice that I've been focusing on, practicing, becoming aware of, that I've been researching, doing the work to see what it is, it's here. And I'm seeing it as it's happening. And as soon as I can kind of pull it into focus is when it starts to disappear. It goes away. Because it's so obvious that that person, that voice, that fictional thing is not here right now. So the discouraging part is, yay, after all these years, I still have a big ol' not to work out. The encouraging thing is, it's working. It's working. I'm getting the squirrel out of the engine. Yay! I should add that I don't think you ever get the squirrel entirely out of the engine. And it's important to be compassionate with yourself and recognize that it does require a practice. It does require a reminding of yourself and a forgiving of yourself when you fall into those deep, deep, deep grooves of thought. That's, one of the big discouraging things about personal growth is that it's not this process of struggle, plateau, grow, learn, plateau. It's plateau, and then it's kind of you up, down, and hopefully you up, down, up, down, sometimes way back down. But the general progression is, what's that they say with like markets and stuff, like generally you are growing at a you're growing, but the actual moment by moment experience can be very volatile. And that is not evidence that you are doing anything wrong or that you are failing. That's evidence of you being a human. Congratulations. So I had a wonderful time with my friend, and I am wonderfully encouraged about this opportunity for growth. So I hope you are also encouraged. Thank you. I love you. Wasn't that video great? And you know what? I know what you're gonna like. I got another one for you. This one, I'm pretty sure you're gonna like, but this one you will definitely like. So check out one of these videos, and let's keep this vibe going.